For this first example, we're told we want to determine the best method to solve the systems of equations, and then we're going to solve the system. So we need to look, are we going to want to use substitution, or are we going to want to use elimination? Well, the first equation, I've got 4x minus 4y equals 8. Second equation, negative 8x plus y equals 19. To me, the most obvious method to use is elimination, because I see I could easily multiply this first equation by 2 and get a positive 8x. So I'm going to use multiplication to get elimination. However, if you wanted to do substitution, you could, and I will show you what that would look like a little bit after I use elimination. So I'm choosing to use elimination. I'm going to multiply my first equation by 2 on each side, which now gives me positive 8x minus 8y equals 16. And now I have a negative 8x and a positive 8x, so I can go ahead and combine my like terms from my two equations. My x's are eliminated. Positive y and negative 8y, when I combine them, gives me negative 7y. And then 19 and 16, when I combine those, I get 35. Then I have to go ahead and solve for y. I divide each side by negative 7. And I get y equals negative 5. Once I know y equals negative 5, I'm going to take that and plug it back into one of my equations. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into this equation, second equation right here. That would give me negative 8x plus the negative 5 for y equals 19. Remember, adding a negative is the same thing as subtracting a positive, so I always make sure to rewrite this as minus 5 to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Then I would go ahead and add 5 to each side. Gives me negative 8x equals 24. Then I would divide each side by negative 8. And that gives me x equals negative 3. So then I know my answer would be negative 3, comma, negative 5. This is the same answer that you would have gotten had you done substitution. So if we were to do substitution, maybe let's say you take the second equation, negative 8x plus y equals 19. You probably would have added 8x to each side. And you would have gotten y equals 8x plus 19. And then you would have had to take this and plug it in for y into the other equation. To me, that seems like a lot more work, and that's why if I can use elimination, I usually prefer to do elimination, because it tends to make things a little shorter. But you very easily could have done substitution, and you would have still got the same answer of negative 3, comma, negative 5. And if you notice, there is nothing new we're doing in this section. It's just choosing which of the two methods that we already know how to do and choosing the best one to solve the equations. And here I would say the best method is elimination.